let's go back. Now, the last time you and I were together, we did an Ask Arn Anything, which we're going to do again in 2 weeks. But the time before that, we talked everything December 1994, and we discussed a minor knee injury. We talked about the arrival of Macho Man Randy Savage, the worst main event possibly in history of Starrcade, with the Butcher, formerly known as Brutus Beefcake, against Hogan. But we also discussed Savage and how he made the big save at the end of the night, that him and Hogan are shaking hands. They have the big pose down. And but for your role, I think you remember that one. You were in, I think, tennis shoes and shorts, you said. Honky Tonk had stood him up. He said, I'm out of here. You're not paying me a contract. I'm not wrestling Johnny B. Bad. And they asked you to come in and substitute in that match. And Arn, you and I were just having some fun talking about that again the other day. And Johnny B. Bad would go over in that match. But again, Honky Tonk said, I'm out of here. And of course, Mr. Faithful, Arn Anderson, was ready to step up and take on Johnny B. Bad in that match.
Yeah, I mean, every guy in this business makes his own business decisions at the time that it's called for. And that's not my business. My business is just being there and doing what I do. But it was one of those things that I had no preparation for. I found that over the years, Paul, and I don't know if this is a proper explanation, but I've been in a lot of situations where, in case of emergency, break glass, take Arn Anderson out and dust him off and use him. They always could count on the fact that no matter how much notice I had or who it was or what it was, I could give them something at least passable so that the audience didn't get screwed. And that's what happened. I'm sure it didn't turn out as well as it could have, but hey, I take it with a sense of pride that the company thinks enough of you that they can just go, hey, we need somebody, and we need somebody in a feature role. Get dressed.
There's no doubt about it that they thought a lot of you, Arn, because it was just on January 8th, a few short weeks later, 1995, the month we're here to talk about, you're on Main Event taking on Johnny B. Bad again at center stage. So they had a lot of faith in you because you won this match in just under 7 minutes as you and Johnny B. Bad collided, and Colonel Parker pushed you on top of him, held his foot down to ensure he couldn't kick out of the cover, and just like that, Val, for the fourth time, you are the television champion again. That's right. Raise those four fingers. And that's 4 recognized title reigns. You held the TV title for 840 combined days. So used to saying the word 4. Or if you think about it in years, not quite 2.5 years that you held that title. Isn't that something?
And that, which I've brought up in the past, is on TV live every week. It's not like it's once a month that you're, defending the TV title. Like the world title, you would only defend that X number of times. World tag titles was not an every week thing on TV. That's what made the TV title special. Every single week you had to go out and re-earn that title. And that's a long time, though.
Buddy, they had a lot of faith in you. It was more than just taking off the shoes and filling in. Obviously, they had some plans where they wanted you to carry the title for a little bit here. Honky Tonk Man, you subbed in for him. There's obviously no time for storytelling. There's no time for a build. You've been a long-time champion. You mentioned, hey, I'm well-established in the business. So in your mind, hey, did it just make sense at this point to, okay, if Johnny B. Bad's not our guy, whatever's going on with him, if you want me to be the champ, I'm ready-made, ready to go, and doesn't necessarily have to always have the story.
No, and that's the wrestling business. It's an ad-lib business, or it should be. And the less that it is, the worse it is, I think. I think they should be able to have a referee walk into a locker room and go, things have changed. 4 guys are broke down 200 miles down the road. I need you and you. And I need you to get your boots on. You're on first. You got 10 minutes to get dressed. Oh, you need you guys second, and be able to go on with business as usual. That's what the business should be about. And to a degree, that would have been possible, if not probable, on random shows throughout the business, probably as late as the 90s.